For too long, amphibians have only dared to come out at night. But the waxy monkey frog says no more. This amphibian has chosen to step into the sun and lay eyes upon an earth in full brightness of day. There's just one problem. How can a supple tree frog avoid drying out in direct sunlight? Our friend the monkey frog has a wonderful, waxy way to stay cool in life, death, and taxonomy. Welcome back to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's your 30 minutes of interesting animal information. I'm Joe.
And I'm Carlos.
Thank you to Cassie for the creation of our theme song. To hear more of Cassie's music, please search Cassie Michelle on YouTube or Spotify.
And thank you to Johanna for the creation of this week's artwork. To check that out, you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter at LD Taxonomy, or visit us at our home on the web at ldtaxonomy.com. And a very special thank you to our patrons, to Tristan Taylor, Jesse Raspulich, Carol Raspulich, and Richard Kaspar. Thank you so much for your help and support. It is greatly appreciated. Thanks for helping us keep the lights on.
And today we're talking about a frog with a killer skincare routine, but more on that later.
Nice. Yeah, this has got a weird name, for sure. When I saw it on the list, I was like, oh yeah, this is the waxy monkey frog. He's such a slippery monkey.
That sounds like a yoga pose.
It sure does. It sounds like several things, but we'll go with yoga
or
pose.
Like a fighting style.
Yeah, this is they'll make a whole Jackie Chan movie about this one. There's Drunken Master and then Waxy Monkey frog.
Or the statue MacGuffin in a noir movie.
You lost me there. I've never seen a noir movie that had a MacGuffin.
Like the Maltese Falcon.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Something is stole. It's the Pink Panther.
Yeah.
They stole the waxy monkey frog, and now I must get you kill.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
That movie's so dumb, and I love it. So it's also called the waxy monkey leaf frog or the waxy monkey tree frog. Just different iterations. As long as waxy monkey is in there, I'm happy. But we're gonna call it here the lean green sunscreen machine. And just green screen in general. That's a good one. And the Betty Bye frog, because he's got melatonin. It's Bibby's. She came up with that one. It's pretty good. Do you want to know what this taxonomizes as? That's a human sentence.
I'd fully enjoy that.
The kingdom is one you know, love, and are in. The kingdom is Animalia, and the phylum is Chordata. He's got a spine. The class is Amphibia, because it likes water and not water.
Mm-hmm.
The order is Anura, so it's a true frog or toad.
True Nord.
Oh, that's deep Skyrim pull, man. The family is Hylidae. The genus is Philomedusa. And the species, Salvaggi. So Philomedusa, Salvaggi. Salvaggi.
Nice.
Is the binomial nomenclature. So, since we're in the business of naming things, it's time for my favorite part of the show, nitty-gritty nomenclature.
Yeah.
Because we already know that frogs come in armies. And you had some sort of trapper keeper or something in high school that told you that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna figure out what Philomedusa means. Because Salvaggi is just it's a patronym. It's the name of the guy who discovered them, Dr. Henri Emile Sauvage. But Phylomedusa is not named after a person, so we're going to figure out what that means. What does it mean? Does it mean A, leaf guardian, B,
Leaf guardian
luminescent
Leviosa.
stone? Leaf guardian. Well, it got me. I don't know why. We just watched the 5th movie of that last night. Anyway, leaf guardian is A. The B is luminescent stone. C is snake food, and D is vigilant wax. Phylomedusa. I guess the hint is that it's Greek, but you probably already knew that.
I guess snake food because Medusa. I can understand. What did you say? Vigilant wax? That makes sense to me. But I'm going to go with snake food. Final answer.
That is incorrect. The answer is leaf guardian. Medusa means guardian.
Leaf guardian Leviosa.
I would have said snake food as well because I was like Medusa is snakes. Or I was thinking maybe stone would get you, because she turns people into stone. But nope, Medusa means guardian, and apparently Philo means leaf or leaf-like.
Does she guard something in the Prometheus or whatever Perseus myth?
In Greek mythology, probably. I mean, a monster that turns anything it looks at into stone is a pretty darn good guardian, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like that's my that'd be my first draft of picks. That and like the lion, eagle, snake thing. Do you want to know what this frog looks like?
Sure do.
Baggins. I nominate this frog for best frog. This is like the platonic ideal for a frog. He's just so green. He
is. And it's not easy being green.
We know how tough it is for amphibians of color, so it is not easy. Although it can change to brown depending on its environment. So, but because it lives in the trees, in the leafy green trees, it is mostly bright green. They have wide heads, pudgy pot bellies. Sorry, not body. Well, yeah,
pot belly goblin.
They've got, yeah. Is that a magic card? That sounds like a magic.
That's something that Alex Jones said once.
What? We're not going to get into Alex Jones. I don't want to go down this road. It's you mentioning that and us and like the
us talking about
the frogs. idea of going on an Alex Jones tangent was like Frodo looking down the road when the Nazgul are coming, and it's like you get that like Jaws camera angle and like the leaves blow and it looks like no, not that road. Anyway, I forgot what the camera trick, the film trick it was that Jaws did when it's like zooming in but also zooming out at the same time. Anyway, so they have white heads.
Changing the like width of the lens or something.
No, it's like because it's zooming into the subject, but zooming out,
but bringing
in the background.
It's I don't know.
Yeah, it's something a film nerd would be able to tell us, and I probably knew when I took my one film class, but nope, don't remember. The waxy monkey frog has long limbs for jumping and clinging to branches.
Like a monkey.
They even have opposable thumbs.
Like
Take that, monkeys, simians, lording that over the rest of the animal kingdom. Turns out that frogs got opposable thumbs too. They just don't use them in as varied of a way. They don't use tools. They also have cream-colored racing stripes because they're that cool. They go along their jaw lines and down their chest. Actually, really
speed.
striking. Like, yeah, they got to go fast. And they have very large yellow eyes, and they have those like typical frog slit pupils. But when their pupils are opened up, I think it's like the closest thing we have to like an adorable frog. So.
I think adorable frogs are often made through tininess.
But like
the
having,
pebble toad.
but it's still got like a toad face, and that's kind of what takes. Like the poison dart frogs, those are pretty cute. But I don't know. I don't think frogs are that cute, especially when something like a stoat exists. Like I can't really give it to frogs. It's like the curve, they set the curve way too high. They're that kid in the front of the class that just like got 115% on the darn test.
Well, there's like the traditional tree frog that when its mouth is open, it looks like it's smiling happily.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Or that gecko that looks like it's that like photogenic gecko, leopard gecko that's smiling. That's pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's pretty good. That's like Leonardo DiCaprio level, but for acting. But like I'm talking about Daniel Day-Lewis level of acting and adorableness for the stoat. Like it's a different.
True.
There's a chasm between.
Yeah. But we're talking
these categories.
Best in category, not best in show.
Yeah. So I do nominate this for best frog. And I'm not going to nominate the Grinch. But would you like to tell us how big this boy is?
Sure. Welcome to the Beloved Measure Up segment, the official listener's favorite part of the show. The part of the show that's introduced by the part of the show when we present the animal size and dimensions in relatable terms. That's through a quiz that's fun for the whole family. It's also part of the show that's introduced by you when you send in audio of yourself saying, singing, or croaking the words measure up into ldtaxonomy@gmail.com. We don't have any measure up intro this week. We did get a nice email from somebody who is requesting a particular animal. More on that when we do the particular animal. But no measure up intros. So let's hear from an animal and encourage us to guess what it is.
Ooh, it's been a little while, I think, since you've done this one.
Without further ado, the listener's favorite part of the show. Is that A, a vulture, C, a squirrel, B, a raccoon, or D, a seagull?
Oh man, if that's a squirrel, we're all in trouble. You can see I'm torn between vulture and raccoon. Did I hear? I think I heard crickets. I'm going to go with raccoon. Final answer.
There's definitely forest sounds. Okay. The correct answer was squirrel.
That's a squirrel. Oh, what?
Well, that's a rooster somewhere in the background. That's a squirrel.
That's a squirrel? Are they vivisecting it? What is happening?
It's just maybe it could be like pregnant. Maybe
I've seen so many squirrels.
I have seen a squirrel make a weird rasping sound like this, but not this one's particularly striking.
Yeah, it sounds prehistoric.
It does sound like a pterodactyl.
Which doesn't make sense. We don't know what pterodactyl. How could we possibly know? Wow. Okay. Well, I've just gained a little bit of fearful respect of squirrels.
Good. Let's talk about the length of the waxy monkey frog. They're 2 to 3 inches, or 5 to 8 centimeters. How many waxy monkey frogs go into the largest monkey? Bonus points if you know what the largest monkey is.
Largest monkey.
Monkey.
If a howler monkey is the largest monkey.
If you're a listener and you're screaming gorilla into your car radio, then you need to pay attention to this show more often.
And you need to figure out how radios work.
I'll give you another hint. It is an old world monkey.
Ooh, I thought baboons were apes.
They are not.
But I guess not. They must be monkeys.
Final answer?
But maybe it's not a baboon. I'm gonna go with baboon. As the largest monkey.
Well, here's a hint. The largest monkey is a mandrill, an old world monkey, very similar in style to a baboon. So if you look up a picture, you're not far off. I would consider that a win.
I do remember the word mandrill and being like, that's just a baboon. And I opened the baboon box in my brain, and there was surprisingly little in there. But I took that photo and just put that right in there, so it's just filed under baboons in my head. Yeah.
So how many?
I was driving in South Africa, and I had to stop in the road because a bunch of baboons were in the way, and apparently they're really aggressive. So I was a little bit afraid.
That's what I call anyone who's in my way on the road.
A baboon?
Get out of my way, you baboon! Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's very G-rated of you.
Yeah, if only it was G-rated.
Abandoning bumbling band of baboons. I think that's what Professor McGonagall says. All right, so basically a bamboon.
A bamboon.
How many inches for the waxy monkey frog?
3.
3 inches. Baboons
a 1,
are
a 2, a 3.
The world may never know. Baboons are big. They're big boys. Or mandrills. Is Rafiki a mandrill?
I don't know. He looks like a regular old bamboo.
No, I'm not going to look it up because then I might accidentally see how long they are. Holding my arms out.
A mandrill does look like
helps.
Rafiki.
Like, let's go with 4 feet.
He is a mandrill.
4 feet from snout to blue, very blue vent. So I'm gonna go 16. 16 waxy monkey frogs go from snout to vent on Rafiki. Our friend
answer?
Rafiki. Our Rafiki. Yes. 16.
Correct answer is 12.
Oh, that is probably not.
Mandrills are 37 inches or 95 centimeters.
So close. Not a nursing school victory.
So let's talk about male-female size difference. Size, sexual dimorphism. So female frogs are this percentage larger than males. This percentage is also close to the percentage of Americans that believed the sun revolved around the earth in 2012. What is that percentage?
I know this answer because I saw it.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Oh, the size difference?
In fact, I did the math using this percentage in order to get the upper end of average for the female weight that I wrote down.
Yeah, you know what? I shouldn't have the thing. A 1-to-1 is difficult. I should have had you guess the second thing. That's what I intended to do. But anyway, here's a hint. The survey was taken by the National Science Foundation and only involved 2,200 people. So considering there are 331.9 million people in the United States, this survey is only a little bit more representative of general American thought than a Jaden Smith tweet.
I guess that means something to someone. I can't stand these surveys that start with this percentage of Americans. It's like, no, because you didn't poll me, bub. You didn't poll anybody I know. You took a couple thousand people that you thought were representative of, yes, the 330-something million people that live here, and said, yes, this percentage of Americans like to wait 30 seconds after pouring milk on their cereal before eating it. Like, it's just...
And it might be like... It might be more telling if it was like an opinion poll. Your poll, and like the 2,000 plus people came from different parts of the country, and there was a massive consensus. That might be a little bit more telling than, do you know this fact? Do you know the fact about the sun? It's
ridiculous. It's 25% is the answer, but the 25% of surveyed participants said this. That's the only thing that your study told us. It told us nothing about America at large.
Yeah.
Useless statistics. Get it out of my face. You're just using it to further some sort of to tell some sort of story. And I don't want to hear it.
So
I already don't like your story.
Females are, what did you say?
Females are 25% larger than males.
Yeah, and it's like 26% of Americans in that poll. 26% of 2,200 Americans.
Wow. So that means 1 out of every 4 people that I encounter believes that the what did you say? Heliocentric? Or no,
yeah, sun revolves around the earth.
This sun revolves around the earth, yeah. Such a staggering statistic. We need to, I don't know what, up education in our schools. I don't know what the point of that is.
Give cash to your local middle school.
I don't know why you'd waste your time even conducting a survey like that. We went on 4chan and polled 2,200 people, and a lot of them were like really nasty people. So I guess most people are nasty.
Yeah, if you go by Twitter standards, everyone's the worst. But if you go by Facebook standards, everyone
is living their best life
minions.
Now. Everyone. Everyone's either like really politically charged, or they're super into those little yellow boys. Little yellow overall boys. All right. Okay. So yes, 25% larger. It brings you to about 3.75 inches for females. Yeah, because I knew you do the upper end of average, and they didn't give the female upper end, so I did the very extremely complicated math to figure that out.
Well, do you have any deftly maneuvering facts before we get into the major fact?
Yeah, and 25% of Americans believe all these facts. We should start just like randomly spitting out like global statistics like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, we'll do a Twitter poll, and like 4 people will answer, but we'll say, please don't answer if you're not American. And then we'll say
that way we know that all Americans have. This is representative. Yeah.
So the majority of Americans think that Measure Up is the best segment.
And then you back it up by like walking down Fifth Avenue and just like shoving a microphone in like 8 people's face and see what they say about just hearing the words critter groups and measure up. All right, let's do some fast facts. The waxy monkey frog lives in the semi-arid trees and forest lands of southeastern South America. So that's Argentina, Bolivia, Paraguay, and Brazil. They eat mostly, as far as they can tell, terrestrial invertebrates. There actually isn't a whole lot of information on their diet that I could find. But they a close relative of the waxy monkey frog. They mostly eat bugs, insects, spiders. But they also like to make a quick snack of their own molted skin.
Ooh.
This is called dermatophagia. Dermatophagia. I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's also common in humans. It's like if you eat your cuticles or chew on the inside of your cheek or something like that. You are eating your own skin and engaging in dermatophagia.
Little garlic and salt, olive oil,
A1 sauce. That's nothing else.
Oh. I guess
You're gonna tell me you're gonna eat like a heaping helping of your own skin without A1 sauce? No.
Yeah, nobody likes A1 sauce.
What?
A1 sauce is disgusting.
No, you only put garlic sauce on that if you're gonna use a nice marinara, like a 5-cheese marinara or something. Like
I
that.
said garlic and salt and olive oil. I'm thinking more like a bread. Human skin's not like jerky. It's more like bread.
More like bread. No, it's definitely it's probably more like jerky, more gelatinous. I would say that probably a balsamic vinaigrette would go well with it.
Speaking
I
of
would
jerky,
pair it with a white wine.
Do you know where they have? I don't really like jerky, but we finally had some. Bucky's
You're gonna
jerky.
freaking tell me about Bucky's again. Yes, I knew it. I knew you were gonna do that.
Bucky's jerky is excellent jerky. Get the Korean barbecue. Everyone likes the black pepper, and it's good, but the Korean barbecue is like, I don't know if it's supposed to be moist, or if that's even possible with the desiccated flesh of an animal, but it was perfection.
As soon as Bucky's is not 45 minutes away from me and sounds like the absolute worst place to bring toddlers, then I will go.
I think the worst place to bring a toddler would be to like a rave.
Or a war.
A war, yes.
Yeah, that would be a pretty bad place.
Antarctica. That would be
very
bad.
small deep sea submarine.
Yeah.
The moon.
A plane.
The moon.
Just a regular plane.
The moon. And then Chick-fil-A. That's all I can think of.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Because they're going to want to play in the ball pit, and they will 100% walk away with this sickness. Anyway, we are getting off topic. We're talking about the waxy monkey frog here and how it eats its own skin. Like a lot of it. Eating your cuticles, like, fine, whatever. But like if you're going to molt and then snack on it, you got to see somebody about that. So waxy monkey frogs are nocturnal. And during breeding season, which is the rainy season, they will hang out near lagoons, ponds, and flooded fields. And males call all night to the females. And when it spends most of its time in the trees, but when it's on the ground, it doesn't hop. It walks like Smeagol.
Yeah.
It's weird to see a frog just crawl, kind of like, okay. Please hop for me. This is weird. They lay their eggs in the leaves of the trees that hang over bodies of water. Since they live in semi-arid conditions, the bodies of water are inconsistent and temporary, so they have to choose their leaves, which we all should be doing, but choose their leaves carefully. And if birds are around, they will wrap their clutch of eggs in even more leaves for concealment and protection. And the eggs will hatch into tadpoles that fall into the water below. A lot of frogs lay their eggs in the water, which seems like a good plan, except for fish eating the eggs. But yeah, so they'll lay the eggs in a little wrapping of leaves, and then they'll just plop down when they're hatched, and they'll go through the normal tadpole cycle. And that's all I got for general facts. Do you have any general info? Do you have any major facts?
I sure have one. I'm calling this one Waxy sunscreen. So amphibians are known for being wet and wild. Or Typhoon Lagoon. I'm not sure which. If you live near a pond or a bog, you know that these folks start to croak when the sun goes down.
Same.
That's because frog skin is soft and supple. It's made for swimming around and absorbing moisture, not blocking out harmful cosmic radiation from a gigantic nuclear furnace in the sky. So most frogs solve this problem by remaining nocturnal. But the wax monkey frog said the sun will shine on us again, brother. And he means it. He won't be killed by Thanos. To avoid desiccating like an ancient vampire in the sunlight, which is something that frogs actually do, they will desiccate, which they'll turn into frog jerky if they're left in the sun. Wax monkey frogs, and you know this if you live in a place with frogs and roads. You see some frog jerky every once in a while.
Yeah, that's when you bring out the salt.
Wax monkey frogs secrete a waxy substance from glands in their neck. Instead of just blocking out sunburns, the wax also seems to lock in moisture.
It's like Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka's is the hair conditioner he uses locks in moisture.
Yeah. If you watch a video of them applying this next sunscreen, you can see them applying the waxy sunblock by rubbing their hands and feet all over their body like a family of gingers at the beach on the 4th of July. And it's very satisfying to look at.
They got to do that before they hit
funny.
the beach. Otherwise, they're already doomed.
Yeah. So, this is the second coat.
True. You got to apply before you leave because you have to get to the car from the house.
Yeah.
And then once you get to the beach, your divine Aegis protection has worn off. You need to reapply.
By controlling water loss through evaporation, they can control their body temperature better than most frogs, which is like a kind of thermoregulation. So this allows them to withstand temperatures as high as 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Or if you prefer a substandard measurement of temperature, weather temperature, 40 degrees Celsius.
Is Celsius substandard?
Oh, yes.
It's got pros and cons. Each Celsius is
good
too
for
big.
Cooking. Good for cooking, bad for weather.
Each centigrade is too large.
Yeah.
But the fact that 0 is freezing and 100 is boiling is pretty great.
It's handy.
Yeah.
But I want to know if I want to fine tune my thermostat or know exactly what to wear when I go out. You gotta have Fahrenheit, brother.
Can you have Can I set my thermostat to like 20.5 or something like that?
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
So there are also proteins in the wax that stimulate or inhibit the growth of blood vessels, which also may aid in this thermoregulation. But it also might work in humans. So as warm-blooded mammals, we don't need help thermoregulating. But the protein compound found in these waxy secretions might help to kill cancerous tumors. How could this be? That's a good question. Tumors can only grow so big before they need to grow blood vessels to supply oxygen and enable further growth. Isn't that disgusting?
I love it. Give me more.
So this protein may stunt the growth of tumors and prevent them from growing out of control by preventing the growth of blood vessels and starving them of their oxygen supply.
Great. Love it. Yeah.
Are you thinking of a tumor with like blood coursing through it with veins?
No. Oh, no, not at all. Or actually, yes, and it's not bothering me at all. I'm loving this.
Is McDonald's to you?
This is very McDonald's.
It's like a meatball with veins.
Yep.
Well, that's all I got.
Thank goodness.
So they got a little Waxy. Go watch a video of them applying this Waxy sunscreen. It's very fun.
Does they have the same desperation as Gingers at the beach, or what? I haven't seen it.
I wouldn't say desperation, but it is diligence. It's vigilance, as you put it.
Oh yeah. So I mean I don't even know why I think vigilance I put in there because of the Medusa is like always looking. I don't know. It was just something to throw you off.
I was thinking of like they vigilantly apply sunscreen to every corner of their body. They rub their little tummies.
That's good. I just get my like nose and stuff when I know I'm going to be in the sun all day. I've gotten like 2 sunburns in my whole life.
Yeah, it must be nice to be melanistic. I'm a white void. I am the driven snow.
What if is undriven snow less white?
Yeah, it's dirty.
Sure.
Somebody told me I should get a tan recently, and I said absolutely not. I don't get tans. I get freckles and moles, and eventually skin cancer. So I have accepted whiteness.
I get sun poisoning, and then I get a burn. So I'll get like bumps all over my face and arms and stuff, and then I will get a burn if I'm out any longer. But it's only been like, probably 2 or 3 times where I was like the air and sea show without sunscreen is what did me in.
I don't think I've ever gotten sun poisoning. It's like
I fell asleep on a snorkeling trip, and that's what happened.
Oof.
But it doesn't. I'm sure it like can get really bad. It must not have been that bad of a case because it didn't really hurt. It was just kind of sensitive, and it was just like having a bunch of little bumps on your skin and face. And being very familiar with acne, having bumps all over my skin and face was just par for the freaking course.
Yeah.
But yeah. But the problem is that because I have some melanin in my skin, which stops me from burning it quite so easily, I don't really think that much about sunscreen.
You.
Well, that means that I don't apply it, which means that I'm still. I mean, just because you don't burn doesn't mean you're not getting the harmful radiation. I'm still getting just as much radiation as everyone else, but the difference is I'm not aware of it because you get radiation and burn, and you're like,
but burns
to avoid the burn, you protect yourself. Then cancer?
No, burns are way worse for you on your road to cancer. They say like one really bad sunburn is enough to cause cancer, potentially.
In some people, but you probably have to be pretty regularly exposed.
Pale people.
But there's like gamma A and gamma B, and one of them causes burns, and the other one is what causes cancer. And so they both usually come in tandem, and if you don't feel the burn, then you're not going to protect yourself against the cancer.
Well, but also like very melanistic people generally don't get skin cancer. And if they do, it's on the like lighter parts of their body, like their hands and the soles of their feet, which I learned from House, an episode of House or a clip from House. So it
I
might
feel
be
like House
not
is
true. But
I
usually
feel like House is not a great source of medical knowledge.
Probably not for like, diagnosing yourself, but for just a straight up medical fact. Would they really go on the internet and lie?
Would they really lie on the internet? Would they really lie on TV? Would Hugh Laurie lie to me?
No. He was Stuart Little's dad.
Yeah, he was Stuart Little's dad. He's incapable of sin.
Stuart Little, written by M. Night Shyamalan.
Is it?
It really is.
So, really, at the end of Stuart Little, it turns out that Stuart was a boy the whole time. Or no, George was a rat the whole time, and he was just trying to assert himself against his adopted older brother.
Have you heard the thing that Stuart Little isn't a mouse?
No, but I just came up with that after figuring out that M. Night Shyamalan was the director.
In the book, it doesn't say Stuart Little is a mouse. It says Stuart Little is a boy that looks remarkably like a mouse.
Oh. So he's not even tiny. He can't even ride in little remote control boats and cars and stuff.
No, he is tiny. He's tiny and he looks just like a mouse, but technically is not a mouse.
That's really weird. I'm glad in the movie they went with he's a mouse. And Nathan Lane wants to kill him. I think Will
That's
Arnett
a different mouse
wants
movie.
to kill.
No, mouse hate. Man, Nathan Lane hates mice.
Nathan Lane sure does hate mice. I will. that is a true fact. 25% of people believe that Nathan Lane hates mice, because he appeared in 2 movies where he tried to kill a mouse. Wow. I think Will Arnett is the one that wants to kill him in the next movie. It's very violent, these movies.
Will Arnett is the Falcon?
I think. I don't know. I'm pulling that out of thin air, and it's been a long time since I've seen Stuart Little, too.
Stuart Little?
James Woods. I'm wrong.
That's very different.
Very different. It has been a long time, but for some reason, when I thought of it, I heard Will Arnett's voice coming out of that Falcon. But maybe I was thinking of the vulture from Horton Hears a Who, like an evil bird that tries to attack the little people. That classic trope. So, anyway, that was the Waxy Monkey Frog. For you out there in Podcastia, guard your favorite leaf. Secrete some of that good sunscreen. And snack on your shed skin if you have to. Like the Waxy Monkey Frog here in Life, Death, and Taxonomy.
Hey Taxonomy Titans, I just want to remind you that we now have a Patreon. Patrons can see full video episodes and get shoutouts on the show. But ultimately, it's a way for you to help us cover some costs and get even better. Still, reviews are the best way to help us grow. So if you haven't left one yet, we'd really love to hear from you. As always, thanks for listening and engaging.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.
When might you have to?
In a survival situation, and you've like Paul F. Tompkins, like, okay, I'm gonna eat this skin, then I'm gonna eat you.
I think it's probably pretty. It's like keratin, right? It's pretty low in nutrient.